Hello world. Welcome back to Country Fried Special Podcast. I'm Josh Black.
I'm Goa.
And today we are giving out tips for tourists coming to Nashville, Tennessee.
Woot wooty.
Let's get it. Goa, what's coming up first? What do the people need to know? Because we are here.
Well, let's see. I know we want to talk about some food.
Oh, yeah, you got to eat good. You got to eat good when you come to Nashville.
Where to eat, where to drink.
Yeah, and I guess we'll pop it off with hot chicken.
Oh.
You got to know, you know what I mean? You got to do your Nashville hot chicken. You can't
true.
come to Nashville without doing hot chicken. Now, of course, there are several places that you can go for hot chicken.
Yeah, what are some of your favorite ones?
Um,
Everybody's trying to do it. I don't know if y'all have noticed. Wherever
Yeah.
you are, that hot chicken is popping up.
Hot chicken is popping. Never forget where it came from. Shout out to Dave's. I believe he's in California. Dave's Hot Chicken. They're killing it. And outside of that, I think it's a few spots in New York, even a spot in London that's killing it. But it came right from East Nashville, Tennessee. So I gotta go with the OG of hot chicken, Prince's Chicken.
We got to tell them the story.
All right.
We got to tell them what happened.
Tell
You know
them
what
tell them
happened?
how hot chicken started.
Well, Mama was mad is how I heard the story.
Yeah.
Was that beautiful? Do you know her real name?
That's horrible. Miss starts with a T.
We love her. We
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
love
You know her face.
You know her as she is.
We'll
the
put it
queen.
on the screen
We
when,
gonna put it.
with a picture of her.
So I heard she was fighting with her husband. She was pissed off. She was mad about something.
Well, he was cheating.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a player.
What?
His name was Thornton Prince, and he was a super player. He was always out here in the streets with these ladies, you see. And that's why she was mad. But you're right. She was pissed off.
She found out.
And she was like, I got something for that. She's always cooking for him. She was like, so what I'll do is next time he's in here eating, I'm going to put so much
Hotter
cayenne
than hell.
pepper and I'm going to make it so
Hotter
hot.
than hell.
His throat's going to burn up and he'll never he'll understand. He'll learn his lesson.
It's like, I'm going to get him back.
And he was like, this is actually incredible. We got to start selling this.
Damn, this is good.
So then he starts.
What did you do this time?
Then he creates Prince's Hot Chicken, and then it becomes a staple here in Nashville and in the Deep South for decades. And then I believe when Hattie B's came to town, they started doing hot chicken. That might be the one you know. They may be the most popular. I believe when they came through, and although they get a lot of flack from locals because it's white owned and the original one was black owned.
And it became a franchise. So they
so of course
monopolizing off of.
Right. Now, however, I've never really seen Hattie B's try to steal credit or take credit. I've heard rumors of when journalists asked them who started it, they may not have necessarily said the answer, but they didn't take credit. So I guess do with that what you will. However, we're just talking about food. The food is good and it is convenient. However, when you go back home, you got to say you did the OG. So you got to have Prince's before Hattie
put
B's.
A fire in your belly, that is for sure. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
So now we got to go through the hot chicken, the protocol.
Well, do you have any funny stories of Prince's? I know.
Talk to me.
I have been there before.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I'll get hot. And she was like,
You went for the-
baby. She was like, no, baby.
Yeah, because
You
there's several
gonna get
levels to
mild.
this.
Yeah,
There's no heat. There's probably like 6 at every restaurant that's hot chicken. There's probably
But Prince's
25.
in particular is deadly fire.
Yes, Prince's is known for the deadly fire. So there's no heat, a little heat, kind of heat. All of them are hot as hell.
Yeah.
So you need to know that before you get here. They're all hot as hell.
But
No heat's hot. So if you go, a lot of tourists
At
get here
Prince's.
and they'll say, I like spicy things. If you like spicy things, get mild.
yeah, it depends on who's
Yeah.
working that day. They might let you know.
Hattie B's used to have a waiver. I don't know if they still doing that. It's like,
Well, Hattie B's, I feel comfortable that I can get medium at Hattie B's and know that.
right.
I'm
But that's
not
what happens. You got to
die.
find where you're at. But a lot of times, if you're just eating a normal meal, you should go no heat or mild.
Right, definitely. First time.
'Cause
You've
it-
had it at KFC, it ain't the same.
And it still counts as Nashville hot chicken. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't want you to think because you didn't get shut the cluck up, which is the hottest level, that you're not getting the experience.
You will sweat.
That's insane. You're going to ruin your
Right.
vacation doing that, bro. You don't do that. Now, if you and your boys is drunk and you trying to do a challenge and y'all trying to get crazy and you got that one wild dude in your crew, let him do it.
Yeah.
And we film him.
Payback.
But don't go in there yourself, bro. And it comes with a pickle. You got to have a pickle.
Pickle is good.
It's
and it
random.
comes on bread because the bread soaks up the hot chicken oil, basically.
But you got to be careful with that bread because that bread has been soaking up that
Loaded.
hot season. And you get the plan and you grab that bread
Oh, God.
And that bread worse than the chicken. It's more spicy than the chicken because it's just been sitting in that spice juice.
Hotter than hell.
Yeah, so you got to check out Princess. You got to check out Hattie B's.
Definitely Hattie B's is reliable. And Hattie B's you can like order online and stuff.
Yeah, I like Pepper Fire. They're a little high. Different as far as the spice. You know what I mean? And as far as the...
what do you think about Party Foul?
Party Foul's cool. Party Foul, real quick local story. The only thing I think about Party Foul is the politician who got jammed up in there. Did you remember him? I forgot his name, lucky for you. But he was a Republican politician, and he got kicked out because he had a young girl in there, and they were banging in the bathroom. Yeah, they were doing blow, and, well, I don't know if he was doing...
At a Party Foul?
At a Party Foul, right there off over in the Gulch in Sobro. Yeah. He was over there with a little young thing, man, and was blowing her out in the bathroom. So
that is literally a Party Foul. I don't know if anybody else is thinking about that, but all I can think about.
Yeah, Nashville politicians are wilder than the Bachelorette sometimes, bro. So you got to watch out for Party Foul, but it's convenient.
It is.
It's in the city. You know what I mean? It's about some cool spots.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you going with it? What other food should we tell them about if you're coming to Nashville?
People want to know about barbecue, and I hate to tell you that there's not this is not
Memphis.
This is not.
Memphis is huge on barbecue. We're huge on the hot chicken. Now, we have barbecue spots.
We do.
There's a Martin's. Martin, I love the owner of Martin. I assume his name was Martin. Shout out to you, bro. He bought a painting of mine. He's a super cool guy. And I love Martin's. They got great wings, good barbecue.
There's several different Martins,
of course.
too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the one downtown, too. Like that one has live music.
Yep.
And they have entertainment and stuff happening. And then there's one over near... Fido's and all that.
Oh yeah. Then Jack's, of course. Jack's is legendary here. There's one downtown. There's a Martin's downtown now too.
On Trinity Lane too. Jack's.
We got great burger spots.
Edley's also honorable mention.
Edley's, yeah.
Is a very good hang. There's one of those on like pretty much any side of town. There's one in
right.
Sylvan Park. There's one in East Nashville. My favorite thing about Edley's is that they have a bushwhacker. You know about a bushwhacker?
You a bushwhacker girl?
One. I can only have one.
Is bushwhacker the ice cream type of shit?
It is chocolate.
Okay.
Milkshake, coffee, I don't know.
It's a shot, right?
All these different kind of alcohols in there. No, it's a whole.
It's a drink.
Sometimes they'll give you a whole pint glass. It's insane. But yeah, at least they give it to you in a mason jar. But it is a milkshake that is incredibly boozy with a bunch of different alcohols in it. And I think originally the Bushwhacker originated in Florida. I'm pretty sure it's like a Gulf Coast thing. I want to say Pensacola or some shit.
Now I can't go without saying, if we're talking Nashville food, I can't go without saying pizza. You got to go Slim and Husky's.
Slim and Husky's.
Oh my God, it's
the drizzle. I feel like they invented the drizzle.
They are the fastest growing pizza company in America right now. They are all over the place. They got spots in Memphis and California. I believe they got one in Georgia and Atlanta. They are just killing it. There's three guys. They started off as a moving company.
Rectangle shape.
Oh yeah, they got the rectangle. It's rectangle shape. It's cut in squares. Yeah. But you can go in there and you pretty much, they have it all listed for you if you want theirs.
Pick what you want.
But you can go in there and say, I want anchovies, bacon, turkey. But you can, and they'll pile it up and they'll throw it right in the oven for you. And now it's incredible.
And then the drizzle.
They have a great
hot honey drizzle. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I see. I'm not a condiment fan. My girl always gets the hot honey drizzle.
I want the balsamic drizzle. Ooh. I want the hot honey drizzle. Both of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they got good drizzle. I'm not heavy on the condiments on the pizza, but they are good. I recommend if it's your first time in Nashville, checking out the one on 5th and Broadway because it's by everything you're gonna be around.
There's a parking garage also.
Yeah.
If you're going down on Broadway now, which I think is insane.
Yeah.
I couldn't have ever imagined them tunneling underneath of the city, but they did it.
I know. It's part of being a local. We always try to figure out the ways to get free parking. I can't tell you that. I can't tell y'all that, bro. I can't have y'all coming to town and taking up our free spots. But I can tell you where to go. Also,
There's
5th and Broadway in general is just cool.
There's a bunch of stuff. There's an Apple store there now.
Yeah, man. So of course, you got to come to Broadway, and we'll get to Broadway. Just if you're in Nashville.
Back to food.
And then we talked food. But 5th and Broadway is the section. You can't miss it. It's like a nice little shopping area, small shopping area. Food galore. There's Assembly Hall in there.
Literally
good food.
5th and Broadway, so 5th Avenue. So it's really close to the Ryman. It's close to Bridgestone.
Yeah. It's right next to the Ryman. So when you're gonna be in the mix, make sure you check out some good food in there. Princess is also in there. Princess and Hattie B. So hell, there you go. Whoever's line is shorter, I guess.
In the food hall, they made. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
In the Assembly food hall.
Yep. In the Assembly food hall, there is Princess Hot Chicken and there is Hattie B's. And some cool expensive restaurants too. There's Eddie V's, like some nice seafood. 1230 Club is right there. So we got some good food. There's food everywhere. It depends on what you want. If we missed your favorite dish, like
tacos. Mas Tacos, incredible.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, I heard about a lot of about Mas Tacos. My taco spot is Pancho's and Lefty. Or Pancho and Lefties. They're incredible. They're over in Sylvan Park. Pancho and Lefty's, great tacos. Really, really, really good tacos. Vegan spots, I guess, for, not a lot of people coming to Nashville ain't vegan.
There's a lot of vegan soul food here, actually.
Yeah, there's a Southern V is probably the best vegan spot I've been to. That's one of the soul food spots. Yeah. There's Veggielicious, and then one of the most popular, one of my favorites is Sunflower Cafe and Gray's in East Nashville.
Yeah, Gray's is very good, actually.
So you can't really lose with either one of those. My favorite would be Sunflower Cafe. However, with my love for soul food, Southern V can give me chicken and waffles or like a meat and three. You know what I mean? But it's vegan. So if you're new to vegan or your girlfriend or boyfriend new to vegan, take them to Southern V because it's like the same shit they normally eat except it's just vegan and tastes good. So
you said chicken and waffles, and then that made me think about brunch, which I feel like.
Oh God, how could we forget brunch?
Its own category within food, I feel like.
Brunch is very high on priority list in Nashville.
Is Pansy Blue open right now? Or are they in a transitional phase?
They actually changed into an event space.
Amazing.
Yeah. But if we're talking brunch, oh man, that's tough. That's infinite. I guess if I gotta go, since your first time in Nashville, or for your second time, or maybe you've been here 20 times, of course you got to go to Monell's. Monell's is the best breakfast spot here. It's a little different because it's family style. You know what I mean? So when you get in there, they're gonna sit you at a huge table, and it's just me and Goa, and then they're gonna sit 3 people down that we don't know, and then they're gonna sit.
Table.
It's gonna be a full table of strangers.
Full, yeah.
And they say there's no phones on the table.
It's supposed to be like, I think every 15 minutes or so, right? Like if you're there closest to 2:00, then they're gonna sit you at the table that.
Right, you're not gonna wait long for your food. You're gonna get there, you're gonna sit down, but you're just gonna be.
Everything will come out.
You will be with strangers, which is good, and that's our Southern culture. However, sometimes you be high and you don't be feeling like it. You know what I mean? It's like new energy right now. So if you just remember before you go there, it's gonna be a lot of people. So if you hung over, like a lot of times I am going in there, I'm like, oh God, I shouldn't have came in here. I don't feel like talking right now. But then there's a Pancake Pantry.
Yeah.
You're not a fan of Pancake Pantry?
When is the last time you went there? Tell me the last time you actually went.
I live in the city, so I'll go, but I'm not gonna go on Saturday and Sunday. No. So a lot of times the tourists, y'all come and it's Saturday and Sunday and the line's wrapped.
Around the building, yeah, you can.
But it's a staple restaurant. You do have to go. You got to go one good time. The line's gonna be intimidating.
It's better than IHOP.
Exactly. So those are my 2 super Nashville. I know I'm missing somebody. Of course, Bachelorette Parties love going to Hopsmith over on Demumbrian. That's over in Midtown. They got just a huge, nice, cool little patio outside. Good chicken and waffle. They got a chicken and waffle thing that's together. It's like a chicken that's breaded in waffle, so you can just throw it up and eat it, and you dip it in the syrup. So that's the whole thing. But yeah, and also check out NashvilleGuru.com. I go to NashvilleGuru.com, and there's if you're looking for specific things, they have a whole brunch, the best brunch in Nashville. Okay. So we hit our spots, but I'm telling you, we barely hit the tip of the iceberg.
I do like if we're just thinking about like this area, like downtown, all that stuff. I was thinking.
Sure.
White Limousine is like very pretty. If you would like a beautiful brunch spot, I really do like this, like all pink everything. Is Dolly Parton themed too?
It's Dolly Parton themed. It is it's a heaven if you're trying to take a good photo.
If you want a pink atmosphere and you want some Dolly vibes.
Yeah, if you're a girl, and I mean and it's endless. There's like hundreds of different walls and chairs and statues and art pieces. You know what I mean? It's so many cool things to do. If you're a girl, if you're into that, or you got any feminine energy, it's.
If you like pink, if you like Dolly too, it's very fun.
Yeah. It's part of the funkiest hotel and space here. It's on top of a hotel.
Yeah, it's like it's the rooftop bar basically, and then they do have a little pool out there, which is cute, and they have lots of fun little cocktails and stuff. But that reminds me of drinking.
Oh man! Now one thing we're known for.
In Nashville, not just us.
Yes. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. One thing everybody knows us for is being drunk. But here in Nashville, we are a drinking town for sure. which is great if you're into drinks.
Right.
So so many cool spots. You got a favorite that comes to mind right now?
It kind of depends what you're into, but like if you're, let's say my all-time all-American favorite bar would be Duke's, which is on the east side, and it is like also like I feel like a sister bar in a way to Clem's in New York if you've ever been to Clem's. But Duke's is great, and they have a deli counter and like dude making sandwiches. So
Now tell me
up until 3 a.m, I would say cutoff is probably 2:30, but like late night food is also
late night
bar,
food.
late night food, honorable
Now
mention.
explain to me the vibe at Duke's. We talking
The music is loud,
divey kind of.
No, I wouldn't say Duke's. I would say Duke's is like all American bar. Like I think it's just like very classic.
Okay.
DJs are in there like nonstop.
Yeah.
Usually doing vinyl.
I've been to Duke's twice, but I don't remember either time.
A lot of local
so I can't tell you what
bands-
happened in there.
A lot of local bands are either employees there or hang there, and so a lot of times people DJing are our friends, and they're doing great. And then kind of over near there, other bars near there.
And that's East Nashville, right?
East Nashville,
Yeah.
East Side. So over there, also bar Dino's, very cool. They have hot chicken at Dino's, which I would say great. Great hot chicken.
Absolutely.
Reliable. If nothing else, get it at Dino's.
Yeah.
And they have burgers. They're known for their burgers and beer
and these spots are great because they're in East Nashville, which will
they're local.
we could get a breakdown of East Nashville later. But East Nashville is great because, well, if you are
it's kind of centralized.
it's really millennial, but it's really local, and that's where all of our energy is as far as like fun, or all the creatives are. All the millennial energy is out in East Nashville.
A lot of country music out there too, as far as like
of course,
young
and
like
I mean, it's artists. There's photographers. There's film guys out there. There's country music singers. There's rappers. It's just creatives, and it's just millennials. And everybody came. If you moved here to Nashville to live, most likely you live in East Nashville.
It's true.
Especially if you're a millennial.
And young families, I think,
Sure.
too. And, like, especially if you're into
Sure.
art and hangs and music and that whole scene. But if you want to stay out late all night drinking, it's
and you're looking for less of a touristy vibe,
in a central
more like
location, like,
where the locals are hanging out and where it's a vibe at. Yeah, I would definitely say those two. Since we're in the East Nashville area, also throw in there Lakeside.
Lakeside Lounge is
perfect. Lakeside Lounge is great. It's kind of divey technically.
more of a dive.
But it's huge though.
It's
huge.
It was called Edgefield.
Yeah,
it used to be a smoking bar called Edgefield. So.
Yeah, but it's a really good vibe in there. Attaboys is my favorite place, I think. Now that's intimate, so that's if you got your girl or your man with you, or if y'all just trying to chill. It's real dark in there, but I like them because they'll ask you. They don't have a drink menu. So you go in there, they'll say, "What do you like?" Like, I don't know. I like strawberries, ginger, and bourbon and flowers. And they're like, "Say no more." And then they'll come back. So they just ask you to curate something, and then they cook up their own. And when you drink, you like, it's good. It's real good. You know what I mean? And you don't need 10 of them to fill it, which I like. You know what I mean?
Better alcohol, I think. Than
yeah.
It's not like gonna be a Jack and Coke scenario.
Right. So definitely check Attaboys. L.A. Jackson. If I'm being honest, L.A. Jackson is a rooftop bar in the Gulch, which is a lot of shopping down there. So if you're in the Gulch area, that's a good spot for a big group because it's a DJ playing the rooftops. If you're here in the summer, they got good food, good burgers. So L.A. Jackson is a must hit if you're trying to get out and feel the vibes. Not necessarily, if you're with your family, don't do that. But if you're out with the homies, hit L.A. Jackson.
Or like hit L.A. Jackson for dinner and then go to the Station Inn right there for country music.
That's true.
Station Inn is like bluegrass. Like it's one of the original hangs as far as where everybody has been playing music forever and you never know who's going to be in there.
Yeah.
And it's usually people who wrote all your favorite songs and
And I know people might be mad at me for telling y'all this, but one of the spots that you'll bump into a lot of your up and comers are at Red Door. There's 2 Red Doors, and I won't tell you which one.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Just because we get in there and it's like it feels like we at home, so I don't want it to get a weird energy in there. But if you come in there and be cool, come to Red Door and vibe out, and you can bump into, especially in the music industry. That's why I always bump into my music friends is in Red Door. Always.
Yeah, I think Red Door is one of those blackout drunk places too, where everybody is aging before they ever get to Red Door. So
that's
when you're
a fact.
there, Also, the last thing I'll say about Red Door is that it is literally red inside.
Mm-hmm.
So if that fucks with, if you're colorblind or something, like, I don't know, it might not be for you, but it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
an interesting hang.
It's definitely a good place to go when you're already drunk. You know what I mean? So then, other than what's your go-to drink? You got a go-to drink right now?
I like whiskey drinks. Is
Okay.
what I prefer.
Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah, definitely. That's usually my favorite if I could have.
You going neat? What you doing?
No, I like Jack and Coke. It's like predictable. If
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
just out and you had to get me an emergency drink,
Sure.
it would definitely just know that would be
Okay.
Jack and Coke. But what about you?
Man, it depends on what the vibe is. If I'm
Ice
late to a
margarita?
party, yeah, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, I like a water, please. But yeah, I'm kind of like you. I'm going bourbon neat if I'm just chilling. You know what I mean? If we need to go on to get to it, we can do a Kentucky Mule. You know what I mean? That's just some bourbon, some ginger beer, throw a lime on it.
Nice.
If I want to mix it up. But for the most part, I go dark. If it's like I'm feeling crazy, or if I'm eating tacos and I remember I'm in a Mexican, if I remember, then I go tequila.
Yeah.
But if most of the time I'm going with some brown.
Yeah.
You know,
So.
but yeah, I think that handled the drinks. We handled, and it's also impossible to not bump into somewhere to drink here. I mean, it's a liquor store everywhere. There's a bar everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just about the vibe you're going for. And a lot of times, the part of town you're in, you can feel the vibe, and that's how the bar's gonna feel.
We talked about East Side a little bit. Just to hop back over East Side one sec, I wanted to say, since we were talking about music with the station in.
Yeah.
Talking about country music, where to see it, where to just bump into people,
Yeah.
experience music, all that, definitely.
Yeah, you got your favorite live music spots?
The East Side would be American Legion, as on Tuesdays they have Honky Tonk Tuesday night, which is like very bumping. Everybody's out there in their country western garb and their cowboy hats, and if you go early, they teach you how, Laura May Socks teach you how to like.
Hold on, teach you how to do what?
This woman, Laura May, she teach you how to line dance or two-step. Like, especially two-step, if you want to learn how to do two-stepping, that would be the spot on like, Tuesday.
Is that free?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Legion is a good hang, and then all kinds of people are there, and all kinds of country music is there, and it's just like really organic place to hang. They have like a bluegrass thing on Wednesdays, whatever. But
is that your favorite spots for music there?
On the East Side, that is a good spot for music. If you want to like see shows, definitely. We were just in 5 Points talking about like Dinos and Dukes and all that. Like 5 Spot is a great venue to see local artists.
And that's pretty much every day of the week, right?
Every day, I feel like, and just honorable mention, the food truck at fucking 5 Spot is pretty good. Like, just trying to
good food out in 5 Spot area. That's in East too, a specific part of East. Good drunk food too. But yeah, okay, live music, that's good. I don't really watch a lot of live music here. I think because I'm just so born and raised here, you just don't even. I went to Maine a while back, and the beaches were just so cool. And I was asking the locals, man, don't you come to the beach every day? And they're like, hell no, we don't do no fucking beach. And so live music is kind of gotten numb to me because I see it so much. Unless it's a friend of mine that's singing, but I should do that more. But yeah, that's dope. So I don't last live music.
You know a lot about comedy though, and then there's also lots of cool little weird bars and stuff that have pop-up things. So what are some of the places that you've done?
Oh man, comedy is, first of all, I would like to say that Nashville is a top 5 comedy town in the country, and so there's New York, there's Chicago, there's Denver, Atlanta got some good guys down there, but here in Nashville, it's cooking with comedy every night of the week, and it's not just regular people. Nate Bargatze, who's the fastest growing comic right now, he just sold out the Bridgestone Arena. This was maybe last month. He lives here in Nashville, super cool guy, always giving us advice, always just being a good guy, taking some of us on the road with him. Theo Vaughn lives here now. He's got the biggest comedy podcast in the world. He's hilarious. He's always popping in. We got a guy named Dusty Slay, of course, myself. So many just great comics here. Sleazy, Renard Hirsch. We got so many just great comics. I'm gonna miss people. But Comedy Club is Zany's. It's one of the best clubs in the country. Joe Rogan actually said that Zany's was his favorite club in the world. So it's small, it fits like 250, but it just feels good in there. And there's a show literally every night of the week. On Mondays is when a lot of the local guys, I'm on there. So if you're ever in Nashville on a Monday, come to Zany's. The ticket's like $10. You know, or if you see Josh Black on the marquee, definitely come through there because I throw shows there all the time. But now I'm doing some new material, so I'm just working out. So definitely check out Zany's. There's shows all around town, NashvilleStandUp.com. If you're just, and a lot of it is free or really cheap. So if you're like, man, I've been spending too much money since we've been here, you want to do something chill, go to a comedy show, pay $5 and just laugh your ass off. Because a lot of these comics here in the next year or two are going to be huge names on Netflix. So you get to see them in a good vibe. So comedy's popping. What about you always on your karaoke vibes? I love Tell me why you like doing karaoke, first of all.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Karaoke is my love language.
I
think.
When you started doing karaoke?
Well.
You remember your first karaoke?
Well, I remember I was a very lonely little girl.
Okay.
I would like sit down in my room and I had my little JVC like box that had like the tape player and the radio and the CD player and everything. Mine was blue. I don't know what yours was, but I had my little boom box and I would record from the radio to tape. And when I would hear like my favorite songs on the radio, I would record them and then I'd sit there with my notebook and I'd write out all the lyrics to all my favorite songs. And then I'd sit there and I'd practice. So like I've been training for karaoke my entire life.
That's great. I love that.
I had no idea that it was manifest into actually becoming a karaoke bar host. But
no, I love that. I definitely was doing the recording, the songs on the radio. Of course, anybody under 25 won't even understand what a radio is, but they used to play music on it, and there was no Apple and iTunes. You couldn't just find music, so we had to record it. Yeah, it was like with music videos back in the day. When they would come on, you had to be like, oh, snap, I got to go watch it because it's about to go off, and that's it.
I kind of felt like I had ESP with the radio where, like, I could just be like, oh, I bet this song is in my head. Like, I bet it's on the radio, and then I could find it. And I feel like it's the same thing with, like, VH1 and TV. You just had it programmed.
Yeah, that's a fact. And you know what time certain shows come on, what time videos start playing. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Okay, so what? Tell them. What's the karaoke scene like?
Do karaoke in Nashville, of course. If you want like a very cool, weird themed bar, there's Cross-Eyed Critters, which is in the Graduate Hotel where White Limousine is, like where the rooftop bar is upstairs. That's all Pink and Dolly Parton, and the basement is Cross-Eyed Critters, which is the world's first animatronic karaoke bar. So I don't know if you remember like
Chuck E. Cheese.
God,
that was some spooky looking stuff.
Bears, those like weird animals that are like moving and like.
But they're playing the banjo.
There's one down there. There's a little pig. Shit, you know, this is gonna sound bad, but there's a pig that is supposed to be Eric Church.
That's hilarious.
Like, he's like got his little cool outfit on, and I'm pretty sure. Don't kill me, but the vibe
looks like him to me.
Impeccable. Watch it not be a pig. Watch it be a dog or something. But no,
that's hilarious.
And there's a Dolly Parton one, and of course that one is a fox, and so she's up there,
Foxy,
tatas and a wig on, and then there's like the big old country bear who looks like reminds me of the Shoney's bear, kind of, or like.
How often can people catch karaoke in Nashville?
I think.
Is it every night, every other?
Most places. Okay, so we got a couple different spots. That one in particular is, I'm pretty sure, I want to say Thursday through Sunday.
Okay.
And then Lipstick Lounge is on the east side, and that is a woman-owned. It is
Lesbiano bar.
Yes.
Any lesbians in the house? Check in and
much love.
Yeah.
LGBTQ Pride
For
Month,
sure.
all that.
Oh, that's right. It's Pride Month.
It is officially Pride Month.
There
by
you
the
go.
way.
Yeah. So
for
definitely
our
check out
friends,
Lipstick Lounge. I've done a
Lounge
couple
is-
comedy shows in there. It's a pretty cool spot.
It is just a very fun, cool hang there.
Yeah.
And it is like for the pros, I would say. If you are
Really?
If you are very confident and you're just ready to like rip one, Lipstick Lounge is made for you.
Oh, so people in there, they really know what they're doing.
If you're like Bachelorette style and
Just
you just
drunk.
want to get drunk with your friends and party, you should go to Cross-Eyed Critters. Also, you never know who you're going to run into at Cross-Eyed Critters because it is in a fancy hotel in the Graduate. But it's
Last
free
time
to
I
get
was
into.
there, I bumped into my good friend Margot Price.
Yeah,
and I believe that was at your
right.
party. I
That's
believe.
true. I do have parties there sometimes.
Yeah, so that was a fun
I
thing.
can't get enough of those animatronic country bears down there. Ding, 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 ding. Fucking crazy. So that's all cool. And then, of course, closest to my heart is Fran's East Side, which is also woman owned.
Nice.
Was 75-year-old woman owned. Fran herself has owned like 13 bars in Nashville since the 60s.
Wow.
And Fran's is the last one standing. It used to be, this is funny, it used to be in the building that is Cobra right now.
Oh, okay.
Probably 15 or more years ago, it was in the Cobra building. And then it was over next to Cafe Rose, honorable mention, great brunch also, good breakfast stuff and everything, Cafe Rose. And then Fran's used to be over there. It was like a trailer park beer bar kind of vibe, I would say. And the vibes are immaculate. If you want a dive bar, it was smoking for the longest time, and now nowhere in Nashville is smoking anymore.
Okay, now tell me this: what's some fun activities that people should definitely get into outside of what we talked about as far as comedy? Because that's more entertainment. Like, what are some things people can actually
like
do here for fun? Yeah, I know shopping is one.
Definitely a lot of shopping,
especially if you're a woman.
Yeah,
it's damn near sexist down here. If you're a man, you better get you some cowboy boots and a hat and just call it a day.
Totally.
But for women, oh my God, the options are endless.
There's so much vintage too. I know we have a lot of friends that have cool stores. Like one place that is really cool is like a shop of things. I don't know if you've ever been in.
Never been there.
Like you would think this place was hilarious, but a lot of cool weird shit in a shop of things. Can't describe it. It's like definitely like very, not even millennial. What's like Gen Z? What's like the throwback? What's all the stuff that we actually lived in the 90s is like resurging again? Whatever that era is.
Yeah.
That's a shop of things.
Yeah, if you're trying to shop in that, if you're a woman trying to shop in Nashville, the first place I'm going to send you is to Whiskey Water. This is in East Nashville, owned by a woman named Anna, a good friend of mine. She's super cool. She got some very cool chic stuff, like almost like a chic cowgirl look. This is my impression of it. There's Buffalo Exchange, great thrift store. That's for men and women. That's in Midtown, right next to Exit Inn. It's really good.
It's a chain, but the one here is good.
It is good because like it's people. So many women are dropping off stuff. You can just, I'm telling you, like I've got my girl so many Doc Martens, so many.
Definitely practical shit.
Like just good thrifting, especially if you just going through the city and you need some stuff like time to burn. Go to Buffalo Exchange. Go to Whiskey Water. If you got a little money to spend, of course you can go to Green Hills. We got Burberry out there, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. All the designer stuff is in Green Hills. If you want to just blow a bag, but for the most part, we got boutiques everywhere. There's a spot in on 12th South that's really cool. Made Low. Oh, I'm butchering it. Made Love or something. Ironically, I've done a comedy show in there too. But yeah, so 12th South is good for shopping.
A lot of cool vintage stuff too, especially like on the east side. There's a lot of stuff. There's like
vintage
Tip Zipper, which is in 5 Points, like near 5 Spot, like literally next to 5 Spot. And then there's Anaconda Vintage, which my friend Tristan is like the matriarch of. And then
Music City Vintage is in East Nashville.
Yes.
That's a streetwear store. They have, exclusive Jordan and stuff, decent price stuff too, because some of the stuff is brand new out the plastic, wrapped, and then some stuff is like thrifted or used. So you can find some good Jordans that might have one little scratch can't nobody see for like $120 as opposed to $400. Good vintage jackets and stuff.
Sports, like all the sports.
Yeah, I got like a cool, for an example, I got like a cool
stuff.
denim jacket with leather sleeves, and it was like a Olympic from 1996 Atlanta, like the cool vintage denim, like real good leather and stuff. And then also there was this is horrible. Oh, it's a sneaker store. It's horrible. I'll text y'all about it. Yeah, golly, sorry.
If you want cowboy threads, if you're very specific,
that's good. What?
I would
like
to go buy a pair of boots, or you want like cowboy threads, and you want it to be vintage, and you want it to be very like obscure and cool and weird, and like maybe from Texas or sourced from somewhere wild. A great place to go would be High Class Hillbilly, which is Nikki Lane's store if you're into her music. Also,
okay, what's the prices over there?
So that is a higher price because what you're paying for is like
quality,
very specific vintage aesthetic.
And that's like hats, jackets, jeans, and boots, or just hats and boots?
All that kind of shit.
Okay.
Like so many weird things, like cool weird T-shirts that you would never find that are you could get a Willie Nelson shirt or whatever whatever you're into with like throwback stuff. That is like a.
Where can I get some good quality cowboy boots for a decent price?
Well, if you look at a billboard, they're gonna tell you to go downtown and go to the boot store.
You see that all the time.
Buy 2 get 3 free.
Yeah,
But
right.
Each one's like $400 or something. But
Oh, is that right?
well, I think that's where they get you.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah,
Because I see the billboard all the time, and it says, "Yeah, buy 1 pair, get 2 free," and you're like, "Hell yeah, that lasts me all weekend."
We might need to do a field trip and like
That's what we'll
actually
do.
investigate it. We should do a Broadway cowboy edition.
We'll definitely do that.
We'll take
Find
you
them-
shopping.
Get
We'll
some
show you.
cowboy vibes.
Yeah, I also, if you're actually downtown, like we were talking about all that stuff too, like one, you're talking about boots, like something that is not necessarily a place you buy boots, but in Roberts, Western World, it is the best honky tonk, like still alive. They only play old country music and have live music at all times, and it's always like old throwback country music. You're not going to hear like a cover of Guns N' Roses at Roberts. You will hear everyone else on Broadway simultaneously playing a million drum kits and playing things like Guns N' Roses, but Roberts is legit, and all across all the walls is boots everywhere. And then, because it used to be like a boot store, very cool. Anyway, you remind me, but
Love it.
we'll go boot shopping. You probably need some.
Oh, for sure. I got some hats, but see, I'm gonna tell you the problem when I shop hats. I shop with no guidance.
Right.
And for those of y'all who don't know yet, I'm a city boy trying to get in touch with my country.
Right.
It's in me. When I'm outside of Nashville, everybody's like, "Yo, country ass," and I'm like, "What?" So I'm trying to get in touch with it. So now I'm trying to feel what cowboy hat goes with me. I go out to Opry Mills, and it was it's just simple Boot Barn.
Right.
I'm just trying to grab a cowboy hat. I had an event to go
like
to.
a Cody Jinks.
I got one, and I didn't realize why I hated it. It looked cool, but it was huge. I'm already 6'3".
It's the Texas style that you had. It come.
Yeah, and it looked like comical. Like it was like a joke. Like you could have poured a swimming pool in my hat.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I need something a little more tighter, a little more subtle.
Did it fit on your head right?
Oh, fit on my head perfect.
Well, the good thing about Boot Barn, just throwing this out there in case you guys don't know this, but you can take a hat, especially if you bought it from Boot Barn. When you're buying a hat from Boot Barn, you can literally go right to that little corner booth, and then they will shape it how you want it. So you can be like, "Bitch, I want this to curl."
Hold on. So if I got a huge ass hat, they can
Go to
like.
Boot Barn and be like, "I bought this, but I need this taken in," and they'll be like, "All right." Especially if it's their brand and only they.
But how do you take it in? What do you mean? They just curl
steam it. So you would.
and then it shrinks the bib?
It doesn't shrink it. They just would curl it because yours is probably just really wide and like.
Sure.
It's probably like a cattleman style hat, and
Oh, so they're gonna curl the sides for me.
Yeah, they'll curl it up, and they'll curl it up as much as you want. They do. It
Oh, so that's why you'll see some bulls with them straw hats and it's curled all the way like a hot dog.
Yeah, that sometimes you get an extreme curl happening, but I like a good, modest, but like
decent curl,
accentuated.
But you're not going full circle whenever. You got to curl a little bit every time.
The front stays flat,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, or sometimes some people even pull their down. Well,
Especially when you're saying howdy, I feel like you got to touch it. Howdy.
That's
or
true.
Whenever you're saying
Yeah.
madam, you got to tip that hat, madam.
I don't say madam a lot. I do say ma'am. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, ma'am is good. Ma'am.
Sir, this is an Arby's.
Yeah, sometimes you just need the cowboy hat to just see you see an older lady. Good day, madam.
Good day.
What else we got on our Nashville list? Well, I feel like we done taken care of a lot of things.
About a lot of stuff.
We got them drinking. We got them eating. We got them singing, doing comedy.
One of those things that's like almost everything combined that I haven't mentioned, like my secret hideaway that I love on Broadway would
Here we
be
go.
Alan Jackson's Good Time and Bar.
Okay, talk to me.
The downstairs is like a honky tonk, like you walk in like all the other ones. There's a live band playing whatever and a bar. And then you go upstairs, and I'm pretty sure that like the second floor has this boat that belonged to Alan Jackson, and I don't remember, but I think it's the one from Chattahoochee or something. Like we'll go investigate on our tour when we do our road trip and then our field trip. And then the third floor is karaoke. So I love AJ's because you can kind of bop around and do fun shit. And then that is the only bar downtown, to my knowledge, that is actually wholly owned by the artist that it is named after. So Alan Jackson, it is his actual bar, and him and his family is actually getting your dollar when you buy a beer there. So
Yeah. It's a lot of energy down there. So if you like me on Broadway, I mean, so if you're like me and you're kind of new to country and Broadway may sound too intimidating for you to go to, you're looking for maybe, I don't know, a hip hop or a jazz vibe, you definitely got to go to EGMC, which is a cool lounge, great drinks, I should have mentioned earlier, owned ironically by the same people that own the pizza spot. The pizza started doing so good that they bought another building just for drinking and lounging. So that's a definitely good spot. The music, they always playing like some cool R&B and hip hop. It's in North Nashville on Jefferson Street, actually.
Okay.
It's newer.
Jefferson Street.
It's newer. Also on Buchanan, there's also a club there. They're playing hip hop. It's a vibe in there. We've been going there for years. Good drinks. You can smoke hookah, cigars. Then Rudy's Jazz Lounge. I haven't been there. I feel horrible about this.
There.
Is it good? You like it?
I've been to Rudy's Jazz Club one time because I was in a Philip Phillips music video.
Hilarious. Oh, y'all were working in there. His name is Philip Phillip?
This was a man from American Idol. Yep.
That's crazy.
I can't remember. He might have won American Idol. I feel like that was back when everybody was like really emotionally invested in American Idol.
Yeah.
He was like one of the good ones. One of the good guys. But he had a music video there. I was in it. I'm not gonna tell you. That's
hilarious. We gotta YouTube that. We'll put that on the Patreon. Go and Philip.
Yeah, you guys should see my music video collection of things that I have been in. It is quite a hoot. Even that one's not country music per se.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's EGMC. I'm sorry, I'm bad with abbreviations. Apparently, I'm dyslexic today. But EGMC.
That's what I did.
I know.
When I was trying to talk about the ACMs.
Yeah, it's like these freaking too many abbreviations. But yeah, there's Minerva. That's cool. And then also, I'm trying to think random
what
things.
Else is out north? Out north is like an amazing side of town.
Yeah, historically black area. There's 3 HBCUs, which means historically black colleges. So if you ever see like huge homecomings in cities of black people, and they're just loving it. And a lot of times, big cities only have maybe one black college. We have 3 in the same part of town.
Yes.
So this is a super black area. You know what I mean? Yeah. And homecoming's always popping. So that's where you get your fish and spaghetti. Yeah. This if you're not in the South, that seems absurd to you eating fish with spaghetti.
It's hard to imagine.
But in the black culture, Nashville, we try to claim our that we originated this, but Alabama and Mississippi say they want some, and Florida. But down here we get some. You get a fish sandwich but it's open faced, mustard, onion, ketchup, hot sauce, and cheese. And it's open faced, and you get it with a side of spaghetti. It sounds absurd, but it is so good. And you got to check out Ed's Fish or TJ's Fish.
Yes.
These are literally staples. I think those are going to be the next thing that takes off out of here. Like how the Nashville hot chicken, I think it's going to be Nashville Fish.
Sandwich.
Yeah, seriously, the fish sandwiches here are crazy.
Spaghetti is going to start going nationwide.
We almost named the podcast Hot Fish and Spaghetti, but I was like, I don't know. I like
fried special though. We gotta be talking about that.
Exactly. Yes. If this was a restaurant, fish and spaghetti would definitely be on the country fried special menu. I like that. You got a go-to dish at all? Like if you just like, this is my go-to, or your go-to DoorDash order. Let's go there.
Oh God.
DoorDash order.
My go-to. Well, we were just talking about my quest to find the best buffalo chicken wrap.
Yep.
Which I just feel like I don't understand why it's so hard for people to get it right. It's a classic thing. I feel like there's like not a lot of ways that you can mess this up. You don't have to be throwing stuff on there. Like, why would you throw pico on there?
But see, people trying to stick out.
Yeah.
And you're doing too much.
No, you keep it buffalo. So like terrible. I'm literally a B-dubs person now.
Okay.
But actually, I could tell you something that's going to change your life.
Okay.
If, Buffalo Wild Wings, right?
Sure.
B-dubs, you could get a buffalo chicken wrap, and then maybe you wanted wings, but you didn't want to commit to wings, and so you're like, what else do I want? I need a side. Maybe you get substitute potato wedges for your side. And then let me take this one step farther.
Okay, talk to me.
You get the potato wedges with lemon pepper seasoning on them. And then it is as if you have a boneless wing. It is so good. They also are dumping the seasoning powder on there, so it's like really powerful.
The lemon pepper wedges.
Lemon pepper wedges.
That's hilarious.
With the Buffalo Wild Wings wrap is insane. So anyway, that's a life hack for you.
Okay.
And also, if you're gonna get something from Buffalo Wild Wings for real, you're gonna sit in there and watch sports, then you better be asking for a drink like to go. Get your refill of your Coke, of your
always.
sweet tea. Ask for it to go.
I always do that with the coffee. If I'm at a breakfast spot, they say, "Would y'all like anything else?" I'll take a coffee to go.
I'll take everything.
Hell, I've already paid for it, and hell,
right. Y'all got this on tap.
Yeah, exactly. Let me get some of that. Okay, my
sweet tea is not legit though. I will say Buffalo Wild Wings is incredible. They're like trying to do like an iced tea thing instead of a sweet tea thing.
That's nothing you gotta do coming to the South. Get a sweet tea. Stop all this iced tea bullshit. What is up with that?
Lemon doesn't need to go in there. I do like lemon.
Unsweet tea is crazy. What's the point?
I have a friend that always orders an unsweet tea.
Where they from?
Texas.
That's crazy. That's blasphemy.
Crazy, I know.
You cannot be in the South drinking unsweet tea. You got We need to get diabetes if you're drinking the tea down here.
It's true. It's insane, actually. And my mama was a waitress for a long time, and she told me that is one thing that really doesn't get cleaned is the sweet tea container. So
okay, tell me what should people watch out for when they're in Nashville? Be wary of. You're here on vacation, or if you're trying to move here, what are some things to be mindful of to make sure they stay don't get
I gotta be real.
Talk to me.
Like, I think if you are coming to Nashville, you need to keep your head on straight because as rapidly as things are changing here, so many people are like struggling. So be thoughtful about making sure you lock your car, making sure you're not too drunk outside waiting for your Uber. Like, just like keep paying attention, take care of your friends, keep an eye on where your drinks are coming from. Because it's a tourist city, because there's so many things going on. Sometimes people are just like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think it's a very criminal city. I don't think that it's something like that. But I think something I learned from a friend of mine is the phrase criminal opportunity, which is that maybe somebody wouldn't have, like, this situation wouldn't have happened if not for this opportunity presented itself.
That's a fact. You don't want to be the person that's sleep at the bar or, strangers are carrying you and trying to find you a lift.
Also, don't talk to your Lyft drivers. Like, you can say hi to them, you can say whatever, but you don't need to like be sharing a lot of personal information about yourself, like with the people that aren't like doing the same thing as you. I think that is the thing. Like, I've had experiences too where it's just like people are so trusting. You're drinking, you're having fun. But, like, you don't have to tell people your life story or, like, tell them too much in the Uber. You don't need to tell them that you live there or that you live alone or that you're going home. You could tell them you're going to your husband's house. You could say
how much money you got in there, cash.
I'm going to Bubba's house. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, but just the main thing I see and I want to warn people of is just don't, like I said, don't be – you can get irresponsibly drunk, sure, but as long as you got your boys or your girls with you. Stay, stay together. Not that, like I said, it ain't going down out here like that.
City.
It's not going down. However – I see a lot of people sleeping in the bar, blackout drunk, or just laying in their own pee, or just and then you look up and somebody's in their pockets, rambling through it, or you know what I mean. And also women, you got to be very careful with that because you know how these creeps are. You know what I mean. Keep your drink on you. Cause in drinking towns, you just got to be careful because people could play off of that. You know what I mean. So you just keep your eyes open with that. Other than that, man, it's just if you're moving here, my advice is go out. Meet people, go out, meet strangers, go to things that you wouldn't normally do. A comedian told me that once. He's like, you need to go do things that you're uncomfortable doing. Nate Bargatze once said, you need to do things you don't like to do. If your girl says, hey, let's go on a double date and you don't want to, you need to do it. Because now you're learning different things. And also you can, as a comedian, you just find material in the misery. But just get to know people. Me going out and me and my girl once decided, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to, this is me as a creative. Me and my girl said, hey, let's do an art bounce around. Every Saturday, you have to go to the art crawl if you're here on a first Saturday. Every first Saturday is an art crawl. We were bouncing around through the galleries, and I met a gallery owner named Julia Martin at the Julia Martin Gallery, and she was like, "Hey, man, I like your comedy and stuff." And I was talking to her after 30 minutes. I was like, maybe I'll try art. Fast forward a year later, I have a sold out art gallery exhibit in her gallery, and it's very expensive stuff. So I'll say all that to say, if I wouldn't have been out and trying to mingle and network and get to know her and be open to more things creatively, I would have never been able to even get into painting. 'Cause I started painting at 31. I'm 33 now, and that was only because I just went out on a whim. I was like, hey, this is cool. I never done art before. Let's try it. And then it's made me a lot of money. So if you're creative moving here, it's a very good town for that.
Totally.
No matter what field you're in, I don't think. Comedy, music, art, photography, film, acting, good town, man. And you're close to a lot.
Yeah, and I think that people genuinely really want to collaborate here. It's not like the kind of place where you have to keep to yourself. I feel like people really do want to make friends. When you go out, people are very intrigued. Like, people do want to talk to you. You'll make a friend just sitting at the bar wherever you go.
Yeah.
Like,
and nowadays, we have a city full of new people.
Every day
So,
it's new people.
yeah, the person when you're out and about and you're seeing people hang out, a lot of times, everybody in that room only been there for 2 years. You know what I mean? So, of course, the locals vibe out too sometimes. But for the most part, a lot of people, this is a city of chasing dreams.
Yeah, and anything's really possible. I think this is one of those places too where the more that you know what you want or you know what you're open to, opportunities just happen. And if you are out and you're going to all these places and all the, good things that we're talking about, and like, you will end up realizing that things kind of fall in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
The more you do right and make friends, just ends up ending up, I don't know, more people all the time.
No, for sure. And then I guess the last thing we'll end on is, what you have any fun activities to do while high off the marijuana? Of course, you can listen to music. Live shows are great for that. Comedy is great. We have good smoking roads. Country people know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Just good roads where there ain't a lot of traffic and you can just zoom.
Country smoke. Yeah, I think that it's beautiful to be outside in Nashville.
That's true. Good hiking trails and stuff.
Lots of good stuff like that. As far as high activities, I don't know.
Yeah, I would say hiking trails. I would definitely say if you're in the city, I would say get you and your girl, get you and your man, or just smoke one, listen to a podcast, maybe Country Fried Special, and then just walk downtown, walk to the Gulch.
That's true.
Just move. That's one of my favorite activities, man. Just smoking a joint and then just walking around the town, either listening to music or just thinking. And that's kind of how I come up with a lot of my ideas, just walking and,
And driving, too.
Yeah.
If I'm just, in motion. I think you can get high and do just about anything in this town. I think you can do anything you want to do. I believe in you. And you smoke that joint and you get on out there and everything you want. Your dreams are going to come true right here in this town.
I love it.
Whether you're visiting or you want to move here or you live here. Nashville, Music City.
That's us, baby.
Can you think of any fun little stories to end on with, like, celebrity sightings or, like, funny shit in Nashville, like people you see in places or anything?
Yeah, like I said, my spot been bumping into all my who are now celebrity friends. They were just hustlers at first, just on the grind, and now everybody's popping.
Right.
But Red Door stories, of course. I don't know how many of those I can say. A lot of them were blackout. But that's where a lot of people were asleep too. Right. A lot of Instagram videos where strangers were asleep. And I don't know. It's so many. So many.
I saw Keith Urban at Starbucks when I was working at the Starbucks on West End. This
really?
Has got to be like 15 years ago.
That's hilarious.
I was working at the Starbucks on West End. That's when I would see a lot of people too. Taylor Swift actually came into the I don't know why I keep repeating it. I'm not even high on.
What's that?
Taylor Swift kept coming into the Starbucks that I worked on West End, right? Back before she was so cool, back before she was like a goddess or whatever, when she was still just kicking around.
Right. And
she would never tip us. And I don't know if y'all are like this at a Starbucks. You think you don't have to tip nobody, but that was back when people really used cash too. So I really didn't understand why she couldn't tip us.
Well, did she have the album out yet?
Which one? This was like way back. This was in her acoustic guitar days, mind you.
She might not have had. She might not have had tip money
yet.
No,
she did, and she would come in like she was a princess. But what I will say about her is that
you remember the order?
Oh yes, because it was a tall, skinny vanilla latte, and every now and then I would pull a decaf shot and pour that in there and wish her well on her 4 a.m. music video.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Back in the day.
I'm trying to think, man.
Brick Tops is over there. That's where a lot of like those kind of people, if you would like a very nice dinner, Brick Tops is cool. And like that's a local spot.
I think it's weird for celebrities because there's kind of a gap here. There's like mega crazy biggest star on the planet. And then there's like superstars that are cooking up.
Right.
So a lot of people we're bumping into are like, our peers who were all kind of just growing, but you look up on Instagram and like, oh, damn, his album did that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But then there are like the mega, like the Maren Morrises or the Taylor Swifts or the everybody. Matter of fact, T-Pain lived here for 2 summers and nobody ever saw him. But I think he was creating and stuff. But it's a small town, so you're gonna bump into that's so random.
I wish.
But he's such a good songwriter.
I wish I could bump into T-Pain.
Oh, let me tell you. I saw T-Pain in Nashville, actually. It was a live concert, and he's one of my favorite club. When I'm getting ready to go out to the club or to go out to Vibe, I'm putting that T-Pain on. Because I'm drinking and that, buy me a drink.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's just so cold, bro. So I'm like, damn, I can see him live. So he comes to this outside little festival that my boy threw, Carlos. Shout out to Carlos. It was a great show. And he's going up, he's about to sing, I'm sprung, how'd you get? He's about to sing, I'm sprung.
Oh, okay.
This dude walks up to me, this black guy, I don't know him. He's like, man, I'm just so proud of you, man. I'm glad to see you doing your thing. And he's singing, and the crowd's like, yeah. And he's like, I'm just so proud of you as a black man. And I was like, thank you, man. And he was like, no, for real, bro. It's real what you doing for the community, and we done came so far from slavery. I'm like, bro, we're not talking about slavery right now. T-Pain is on. He's like, nah, bro, they trying to keep us down. Yeah. And everybody's like, literally, my girl's next to me, she's like dancing. I'm like, can you
so
just
proud
stop?
of you, bro.
And mind you, there was like the Shindellas performed before him. There was so many other people that performed that he could have interrupted me. Not that the Shindellas aren't great, but I didn't know their songs. So I would have, but T-Pain, bro, on the hits. We were talking about slavery.
Did he have the auto-tune on when he was like, slavery?
No, he, you know what? He could sing. He was singing, then he would turn the beat off and then just sing the song he was a great performer. But I only got to half of it because this motherfucker want to talk about the translating slave trade. I'm like, bro, not right. There's
I'm so
times.
Proud of you, bro.
That's
honestly,
like, and it sounds like an asshole because he's like, the guy's proud of you, but bro, there's time and a place.
That is,
and also you got to feel it.
He felt it. He shot at it right there in the moment.
Yeah, it's like, bro, come on, man, send me a DM or something. Not right
amazing.
Now, or at least wait till after the show, bro.
Did you get like crowd bombed after that? Was everybody like, oh my god?
No, everybody else is cool. You might see me. A lot of people know me anyway. They just say what up or give me a high five. No one's giving an eye-to-eye contact. We're like this far apart, and he's like, I'm telling you, well, we got it. He's like planning like the revolution in the middle of a T-Pain concert. I'm like, bro. But
did you say, were you like, so buy me a drink?
I know, I should have been like, I tried to get out, but he's so intense. And those dudes men might not do this to women, but some men have these hard ass handshakes.
Oh, it's like a bonding thing.
Yeah, and I let go of that.
How tough you are with your handshake.
Yeah, I often. Yeah, it's like some of that. You trying to intimidate me with a handshake?
Yeah, it's squeezing. I heard that a lot of times men, this might be a white guy thing, I don't know.
All right.
But I heard that like it's like a thing where like you gotta squeeze it a little bit.
Gotta give a little squeeze on there.
Show them that you're
a man.
And I'm like,
no, for sure. Now you have to give a little squeeze. You don't want to be. I heard this one dude described as a silk scarf. He's like, you don't want your hand to just be no. You gotta give them. You gotta give a grip, but you can't. We're not in an arm wrestling competition, bro. You know what I mean?
You wanna know how you show me you're a man? You're gonna open the door for me.
Ooh, yeah.
To know that if you a strong man.
Yeah.
Man.
Let me see you open this door, fam.
Yeah, why don't you show me how strong you are? But hey, actually, I probably could find a couple other things for you to do.
Yeah. Is that you just held the door? How about you? I got a roof that needs some fixing. You can get on top of that roof. Well, all right. I think this was good. So if any tourists coming to town, man, if anybody think about moving to town, bring some bread with you though, because it's high.
If you've been living here and you live here, we love you and we're glad to be friends.
Oh, y'all already know what's up. If you live here, you already know how we get down. We see y'all all the time.
Don't be mad at us if we told people, because we're shouting out to our friends too. So
yeah, and we gotta mingle with the people, man.
We're here.
And they can't find everything. I didn't tell them the parking spots or how to get out of traffic. So there's still some stuff that we got as locals. But anyway, where can they find you?
On the Instagram, on the Telegram. We are on the Instagram.
Oh yeah, we are on Instagram, Country Fried Special. You can find us. Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Comment, subscribe, please. We are out here giving you the hottest, the latest in country music, whether it be news, fun stuff or just talking about the history of country music, man, we are in this thing to go. I'm Joshua Black at Sir Joshua Black, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.